Welcome to another episode of a Town Hall Different podcast.
Your favorite girls.
Yes, we're so excited to be here today because I'm fangirling now. I have my favorite on-air personality in the world right here with me. It's N6, ladies and gentlemen. Hi, N6. Thank you for coming.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Do you know that I loved N6 so much to the point that I used to deprive myself of sleep at some point just to listen to him. I used to listen to him at first with Daddy Freeze on the road show. Oh my God. I had a huge crush on him as well. But you knew that a lot of people had a crush on you. Girls will be calling the show then.
But you've never told me this one. You've always kept it professional.
I wouldn't now because I met you as a professional. So if I'd met you at the time, I'll say, oh my God, N6, I really like you. But I met you as a professional, so I had to. So I'm saying it on the podcast now.
And I just want to say this podcast has like the best podcast name so far. Like you guys have just been
say that again.
CC
Did
or
you
whatever.
hear that?
But when I hear
Did
it
you hear
sounds
that?
different,
Thank you.
cracked up. So once you come up, I said I'm coming. Even if it's just to hear the intro. Welcome to the Town Hall Different podcast. I like
That's it. You know, it's so funny because this name, like, there's no middle ground. You either like it or
you don't
dislike
like
it.
Yeah.
You have to like it.
So some people come on here and they say, I like what you guys are doing, but I can't
don't
stand
like
the name.
And that's okay.
Because you complete the sentence in your head.
Exactly, I
So
know, and that's it.
yeah,
And you're your
that's
own if you
it.
complete the sentence.
Yeah, just crack up. I love the name. I think it's very creative.
Thank you very much,
you.
and thank you for coming here.
Appreciate
So
How
there's
you
so
feeling?
much to talk about with you, but let's start off with how you feeling. How you feeling?
I am doing well. If you had asked me this maybe 3 weeks ago, I'd be worried. But I just came off a holiday. I went to Abuja, and it was more like work, but there was a lot of purposeful relaxing in it. So I'm in a great mental headspace. I'm doing very well. I'm in good health.
That's
I feel like
good.
Abuja is like the saner part of Nigeria because this Lagos, we're all mad.
I could have caught that same vibe anywhere. I'm Igbo. I go to my hometown sometimes in the middle of the year, Anambra. So I could have caught that same vibe anywhere. I go to Uyo sometimes, but I go there on purpose to have a holiday. So if you go there with that in mind, you could even enjoy that same thing in Lagos. If you come here on purpose to have a holiday.
I don't think so, except you go to places like Ekpe.
So in this
no,
Lagos,
not
by the
necessarily.
time-
Just how you just run your time.
By the time you deal with traffic before you get to your vacation destination,
it's
you'll be frustrated and
Shey,
you have
we were here
insulted
now.
people.
Before we even started recording, we're hearing that loud noise.
Boom.
There are certain parts of Nigeria that you wouldn't
Yes.
hear.
You have a point.
You will be in your house and Lagos will just happen.
You
Yeah.
win.
Thank you
win.
very
You have a
much.
point. You have a point.
So
I wake up and somehow 100,000 naira leaves my account in debt or bills before 12 noon.
It's
So
crazy.
you have a point.
you
Yeah,
see
so-
adulting and it will never end.
You have a point.
May God just keep
Sometimes I
providing.
just feel
You have
like,
a point.
well, this is how
It's going to
this
be.
is how it's going to be.
Till the end, yeah.
And then you see people in their 50s, 40s complaining, and I'm like, you're not making it easier for me because you're basically telling me that when
So
I
like-
get older, it gets
Yeah,
worse.
I- that
My
it doesn't
father
get
is
better.
82 and he's still like thinking creatively and hustling and trying to.
Ah.
So I have a different approach to it. It excites me.
It doesn't excite me. I'm just a girl, though.
Like I can buy ice cream if I want, and no, but my mom doesn't have to pay for it. Do you get what I'm saying? Like so, those parts excite me.
The other
I
day I
think
was
it's
just
worth
like,
it. I
well,
can
I
eat what I
wish
want.
that I didn't have to work, but I just want to be on a salary without doing anything. Why? Because I'm tired.
Do you understand? The one that I'm tired of actually is I'm tired of pressing calculator to buy things I want. Like sometimes I might just be craving something and I look at my account balance, look at it, think about it in my head. Are you sure?
Are you want to
Are you
do
really?
this?
Like, you know what? Make her just drink water.
Buy the thing, eat it, get a pen and paper, and make a plan for how to get the money back.
Sometimes.
But buy it and eat it.
Yeah, you sure?
Sometimes,
Sometimes,
sometimes you see
wisdom
that
is profitable.
fuck around and find out
Take
you find out.
it from the king of I don't chop my money, reach my last card.
You will
Take
find
it.
out too.
I say I'm more ruthless with my money the broker I am.
Hey, I don't have that mind now.
500 naira, the meat pie is 450. I'm buying the meat pie.
Maybe because
track
you
home.
have investment somewhere that you feel like, okay, I can just touch certain places.
You
It
should
could
have
be
seen me when
that.
I was broke.
I mean, life is for the living.
I lived
Fair.
that broke life well. I owned it.
Fair.
It was your Kirika buying era, I bought it. But I owned it.
Been there, done
Yeah,
that.
Being there, done that.
Period.
Thank you God for the blessing.
Oh my God, with N6, there's just so much to talk about with him. Is
Yeah.
it the music side? Is it the basketball side?
Yep,
you
a
know,
whole lot,
is it the social media activism
Is it the
side? Because
HR
like
part?
you're there now. You're on the social media activism side now.
I ended up there by force.
Yeah, I mean, you've always been an opinionated guy, so it's not surprising that you end up there.
Exactly.
But today, we're going to streamline the conversation to radio.
Wow.
Yep.
I retired 3.5 years ago.
And radio doesn't feel the same because I really miss those days listening to N6 and Joyce. I still listen to Joyce sometimes on her new
I
station.
still do. I listen to her on my way here.
Yeah, but I miss the you who would tackle her in a funny way. You brought out a different side of Joyce.
The balance was she would be the serious one and I would be the
goofy one. Yeah. It was so perfect at night. But let's get into radio. So we are the ones who looked up to you, who listened to you for years. You know, we listened to you guys to the point where we felt, we should do this. Yeah, we should be radio presenters. Yep. Yeah, I mean, I started off my life wanting to be a doctor. Too much of listening to Cool FM and Wazobia FM. Wazobia because of my mom, Cool FM because of me. Yeah. And it just made me say, okay, you know what, Sarah, like you can do this because I genuinely enjoyed listening to you guys. But like, it's been about 5 years officially for me as a radio presenter. And I'm like, this is not the idea that I had. Like, this is not how it was. Like, you guys were so relevant to the culture that right now, when I'm talking to like my friends in the music space, in the entertainment space, it's like OAPs are like at the bottom of bottoms. Like, but not as relevant. Okay, we get it that social media has come in, things have changed, but when we look at like the West, like when we look at America, when we look at the UK, when we look at Canada, we see that radio is still very much relevant, but it's not exactly the same thing. People like us need to have a podcast. We need to be actors. We need to be fashion influencers. We need to do other things. We need to be funny. You know, we have a lot of influencers now. So you need to do all these things for radio to work. Yeah. And for us, it's like, okay, radio is passion. We're not making money from it. It's not. What changed? It's that what changed that we want to talk about now. What do you think changed? What is the difference between your era and the era that we are in now?
A lot changed, but the majority of the blame has to go to the Nigerian radio CEOs.
How?
There was a point in time when radio became a viable business source. So if you had the money to get a radio license, you got a radio license. If you check the hierarchy of radio owners in Nigeria, many of them are not media people. Yeah. They're businessmen. They had 200, 400 million. They got a license. They built a spot. They did the thing. And radio is like a record label. You are going to create superstars. Yeah. No mass communication student in the world wanted to grow up to be like Cool FM or be like Beat FM. But they wanted to be like Daddy Freeze. Yes. They wanted to be like N6. They wanted to be like Olisa Deboa. Do you get where I'm coming from? So this was where the disconnect started. I remember there was a time they hired one guy to be our general manager, and he was saying something about how he didn't like the way we dressed to work casually and wanted to establish a dress code. And it caused a problem. Little things like that. And I'm like, some people got to dress the way they dress, some people got to dress this way, some people got to dress that way. And then I saw different advents of how radio was tweaking itself. I remember when we started live streaming on the internet. So we had cameras in the studio. Yeah. So like it or not, you got to dress well to come to the studio.
And dress cool.
But you can't repeat baths because now you're online.
Yeah.
So when radio started making a lot of money, you find out that radio owners started looking at expansion of the radio station brand as against taking care of the OAPs.
The OAPs.
They were more interested in having a branch in Kano, a branch in this. And there was at one time, I remember that I think the Lagos radio station was paying for everybody else's salary where I worked. And some other branches were even making money. But we had branches there.
Yeah, but like maybe they saw a vision.
You mean that
maybe they saw a vision there. Like they felt like, okay, this is just a little sacrifice we have to do for now.
You couldn't have had that vision if the superstars hadn't made the label, which is the station, big.
So is it okay to say that vision was quite selfish?
It was a selfish vision. It was a very selfish vision. So you'd see stations. Beat FM had no business in Ibadan. In a way. Let me explain why.
I think they shut down now. I don't think
They have
still
shut
there.
down.
Yeah, they're not there.
From what I feel, the way they should have handled Ibadan should have been maybe 3 OAPs. Heavy on the music, but 3 OAPs you could really take care of properly. Sound City had an idea, but then they failed. When I was hearing that they were owing salaries, I was bamboozled. Let me break this down. Sound City TV had only 3 broadcasters: Adams, Pearl, and Moya Baby.
Moya Baby, yeah.
Now, every other time they had music videos, but then they'll have the chat thing with Adams, they'll have the thing with Moe, they'll have a countdown, and then the red carpet with Moe, they'll have a thing with Pearl and the rest of them. There was no reason why those 3 people shouldn't have been on ₦1 million salary each with one company car. Just a month. There's no reason. Make them proper rock stars.
The Nigerian factor, I don't think the Nigerian factor came in.
Like I said, now you want a bigger this. Now you want to own 3 TV stations.
But the people doing the job are not.
Do you get what I'm now the success of that station is making you think of another station. The station's success is not successful because the station is the station. It's successful because of the people on the station.
Yeah, true.
So while you're expanding, don't forget these people, because the illusion those people sell is the illusion that keeps everything else running.
True.
So when it broke and I saw Sound City, like people protesting that they hadn't been paid salaries, and here radio APs haven't been paid in 9 months, 7 months. Bro, ads are running on that station. It's either there's an unnecessarily large workforce, which then just send them home and then just take care of who you're meant to take care of.
Because
so there's a lot of selfishness, and then there was the outright beef when the OAPs became superstars. I saw it.
But that's inevitable.
Like, you mean
beef
between the OAPs or beef between
the
management
CEOs,
and the OAPs?
The CEOs, many CEOs. And when I put out a tweet on this issue, I didn't know that it was, because it's a psychological thing. So I didn't know it happened nationwide. Like every state almost had one radio station that could relate. So the CEOs, you create a superstar. And you remember that this guy came to this company as an intern. He couldn't even debate what salary he wanted. Then 10 years later, from every hustle he's doing outside, he has a Benz, he has a G-Wagon or whatever. I'll use my situation. Sometimes we used to get so popular that we started getting bookings that affected the workload, right? So I'm entitled to maybe 30 days of leave in a year. You now want to push the formality of the workplace into the informality of the business structure, which is entertainment. So you now start telling me, I've used up my leave for the year. What does that mean? Get where I'm coming from? But I'm on a show with interns. How did I become successful? Daddy Freeze built a brand where, as a sidekick, I was also a part superstar. So he could expand his brand, but anytime he was not around and I held the show, it was boom, because there were even actual people waiting to hear
you on
do
radio
it alone.
Yeah.
But when you don't even make, because you need to understand that the more the town is seeing me, the more people are seeing N6 in Port Harcourt, or the more they are seeing me in Ibadan, because your reach is. I remember people in Babcock could listen to Cool FM. So I have a show in Babcock this weekend. You're telling me that because I've had shows and bookings, I can't
make that. It doesn't make any sense.
Or the Babcock show will be deducted from my salary. Nigga, my salary is 200 grand. Shut up. Like, it's 2,000 a day, like over a 24 working day period. And just shut up. Just shut up. It's like, come on, man. So when you start having those kind of discussions, it's like, don't you understand that my intern can't wait for me to get off so she can shine? I'm not even trying to hog the spotlight. Yeah. And I'm not even goofing around. This is a formal business opportunity for me.
Anywhere you go.
And I'm taking the brand with me.
Yeah.
So as far as you're concerned, maybe you should be asking me, how are you going to push the station there?
Yeah.
Or can you wear a Cool FM t-shirt and take a picture?
Yes.
Tell me that. Let me be annoyed and hear that than to hear you're holding so tight to the formality of the structure that you can't understand that I'm now a superstar and this is a rock band. So these things, and I say because these men were businessmen.
Yeah.
Most of them had companies with HRs. And then you attach the HR to, I think your station has like a company and then it's locked under this and then so then the HR structure of the main company tries to handle everybody and then HR doesn't understand that these guys as OAPs can come to work in shorts. But everybody else in the office should wear shirts and ties.
It's very funny you mentioned shorts because we had that issue at some point where HR called us and they were like, "Why you wearing shorts to work?"
Let me crack you up. Everybody who worked in Cool FM will tell you this. I got suspended for 3 weeks because I refused to change. Let me give you a scoop. Because I refused to change my Twitter handle to Cool FM. That's what I got on my mama. So a lot of you won't know this. That's why a lot of my colleagues are stuck at Cool FM and Wazobia FM at the end of their handles when they got verified. Because some guy who was our manager for 9 months before he got fired
said everybody should put
everybody should put it at the end of their handles. And at the meeting, you know me, I'm always getting into problems. This is how I get into problem in the office. So this is how I always get into problems. So at the meeting, I go and I print out everyone from CNN.
You did
and then
that?
I print out everyone from Beat FM and I print out everyone from every other radio station. And like, Tools is Tools O and Bemi is Bemi O.
Yeah.
And this person is like, what are you saying?
Well,
and then the guy is telling me that Aisha, that okay, out of the 30-something names in CNN, Aisha says CNN. I'm like, bro, if she feels like she needs to attach CNN
that's okay
to
for her
name, that's okay for her. Mm-hmm. And this guy puts it out as a circular. And everybody legit changes their name. So I go and open up a fake handle of N6 FM and it's got like 1 follower. And I submit the handle, this nigga mad as hell. And they make it like a whole HR disciplinary issue. I swear, my mom, if you put this clip on, my colleagues will tell you. I went on suspension for 3 weeks because I refused to change my Twitter handle. But guess who opened the office Twitter handle and handled it because they refused to see that social media was starting early enough? Me.
Wow.
Crazy.
So you're trying to say, like, before social media became what it is today, like, you're saying that the management of they didn't understand that a change was happening.
Yeah,
so that's kind of like what affected the next generation of on-air personalities that came in. Because it's not the same.
Yeah, they messed the transition up. Like, we could have made your superstars and then bowed out. But the constant friction between management and the super OAPs, like the legendary OAPs, did not. Who everybody remembers N6 as Daddy. I came up from Daddy Freeze. Yeah. I'm loyal to Daddy Freeze. It is what it is. He put me on.
Yeah.
He can do no wrong in my eyes. He could do a wrong in a million people's eyes, but Daddy Freeze, if he does wrong, I'll look like this.
Because he look away.
He put me on.
Yeah.
I can't lie. Daddy Freeze literally would fight at meetings for me to have a job as a broadcaster. I didn't see it. I didn't see it. So, like I said, that transition, they became so selfish in expansion that they didn't even think of expanding the brands itself. Okay.
Right.
You're a radio owner. You're sick of these people. They've worked for you for 10, 15 years. They're all rich and bigger than their breeches. You're making $1 billion a month. You're thinking of opening a branch in Abuja. You're thinking of opening this, you're thinking of opening that, you're thinking of opening that. Fine. But you're sick of these OAPs and you have to get them out the way. Because you want to get a new crop who are more loyal to you. They're already talking back at meetings. Some of the ideas get, some of them have... We had more experience than the new CEO because he'll bring up an idea, be like, no, we did that in 2014. It was a colossal failure. He'll be like, let's just run it. We'll run it to be a failure. We'll be like, okay.
I told you.
I would say I told you so, and that's how I used to get into problems. So when this was happening, they were more excited in, let's get the Sarahs of the world. They are going to the mass comms and departments. They're seeing you people, right? But instead of them to bring you people, if they were smart, if I wanted to phase out all the OAPs in my company, I'd have brought a bunch of young OAPs, paid these ones so well, paid these ones a little bit better, but attach them to this person.
So they can learn.
You see, everybody knows N6 and Joyce.
Yeah, one person's name will be affiliated with.
N6 and Joyce.
Yes.
N6 and Daddy Freeze.
Balance.
Yeah.
Tools and Bemi.
Yeah.
Do you remember Osi and Olisa?
Yeah. At some point, it was even OC. I know I
It
used
was
to listen to
Olisa
OC
and Maria.
No, I used to listen to
Olisa
OC and
and
IK
Maria.
in rhythm at some point.
God bless you.
Yeah.
OC and IK.
Yeah, I used to listen to them at some point.
Toke and Namia in the morning.
Yeah.
Do you remember? So Namia could be the old voice we've heard, Namia the early in the morning. And then Toke was the it girl.
Yeah.
You know, we had our issues, but I'm talking factually on a professional basis. So she was the it girl. She ran her it girl brand for a decade plus, very successful at it. So like I said, if I was going to phase everyone out, I would have put the youngins, which is what happens in record labels.
Yeah.
Attach somebody to somebody, somebody to somebody, somebody to somebody.
Yeah.
So that as the old guy is phasing out, the young guy continues
Just
with the
steps
label.
That's how growth happens.
You have the
now.
Migos, you get Lil Baby. Make sure that Lil Baby is featured on a lot of Migos songs. You have Young Thug, you get Gunna. Feature Gunna on a lot of Young Thug songs. So when Young Thug is phasing out, Gunna is coming up. As you have Gunna, try and get somebody pushing, you know. So they didn't do that. They were so focused on the beef and on the expansion. Because we knew how much money was coming at the back end. You have a Kia advert for 1 year, and Kia sends... You sell 1 billion naira worth of adverts. Kia sends 400 million, 600 million or 800 million naira worth of cars, 100 million naira in cash and 100 million naira in whatever, in maybe adverts, right? Then you turn the Kia cars to company car and put your company logo on it. But
So
the
what about the OAPs?
is
They don't
driving
get...
his car. So the OAP is pulling up in a Camry, but all the company logoed cars are all brand new. Okay. If you want to be that much of a CEO, brand the cars and give the OAP.
Yeah, it makes
And tell the
sense.
OAP, don't drive that old, rickety, 10-year-old vehicle to my office. But guess what? Everywhere that OAP goes to eat, every trenches, every ghetto, every club, guess what is packed outside, advertising itself? You. But at the end of the day, all the company cars were packed in the company. And the OAP, some of them are taking public transport home.
These are things, I like that you mentioned public transport, because like this whole company car, whatever, this is something that our generation cannot
No, you can't
relate
even,
to.
you can't
I can't
even
think
relate.
of any radio station right now that is giving their OAPs cars.
When I was leaving,
They're telling you to enter bus to your face, by the way.
When I was leaving Cool FM, facts, they were clearly trying to phase me out, right? They brought this Gucci Augustus guy from Port Harcourt.
Shout out to Gucci.
And I
he's
love
so
Gucci.
cool.
I saw him tall, dark-skinned chocolate brother. I'm like, cool. I had Daddy Freeze made my transition easy.
Seamless.
So I went to the CEO. I told him, I said, look, I'm resigning, right? But I'm going to do 90 days, which is in the HR document, right? So I've tendered my resignation because I don't like what's happening structurally. But I'm going to do 90 days, right? Let me and Gucci officially, I will create a show, we'll vibe, I will create a brand. And I told him, because I was so interested in the show I had built in the station I had made popular, that I was like, if I leave, una go feel am. Because all your OAPs were older guys. It was Manny, Daddy Freeze, Olis, that era. And then after me is Dotun and N6. We are literally the bridge between you and the millennials. You have no Gen Z male figure at Cool FM.
Yeah.
So if I leave, that's it. This guy is not even a Lagos boy, so he's not from the Lagos structure, because I found out he was from Port Harcourt or whatever. So I was like, don't do this to him. Don't throw him.
Cool FM Port Harcourt.
Don't throw him on the biggest belt, like 4 to 9 p.m. And there was the guy who was there before telling people, yo, it's my boy. He's going to hold it down. And let me even teach him a few tricks that I wouldn't tell you about, the CEO.
Yeah.
Right? Let me give him some plugs. Let some of the adverts coming through, let me be able to tell. Let me even teach him. Let me even tell you why most of y'all are broke, because we didn't teach you the financial tricks to getting your own money off these CEOs. That's why all of you are broke. All. I don't even know if payola is still a thing.
Well, I mean,
in this, how do you get even payola in this
supposed to be a
generation?
thing.
So I like that we've brought in payola.
It's not supposed to be a
That's
thing.
what I'm saying.
I like
That's
that.
what I'm
I like
saying.
that
Like,
I like that we've
I
brought
don't
in.
even know if OAPs now can make any side money anywhere.
It's actually a crime.
Yeah.
So if
it's a crime.
anybody comes out to say that they're taking payola,
That's
So
like
they
Yeah,
even
I support
advertise and say,
And
But
I
I like
support
that
it.
you're bringing this up now, because now we've mentioned radio from the corporate angle, from
Yeah.
the CEOs and whatnot. Let's talk about it from the industry angle.
Yeah.
So now, in your time, when people were about to roll out music, part of their grand plan, rollout plan was
Yeah.
interview here,
Boom.
do this with certain
Boom.
OAP, do this, do
Boom.
that. But right now, there are loads of songs that come out and they will tell you, we don't have plans for radio.
That's where the Gen Z OAPs are. They are messing up.
So let's get into that. How do you think it's the OAPs making the mistake when, because we said something at the beginning where I said, OAPs now can't even relate to having company cars or having this one. You have your bosses look you in the face and tell you, why not jump a bus? Why do you need to take a ride? Why do you need to take a cab to come?
But I'll tell you why your generation has it better.
No, hold on. I'm trying to paint a picture here. So now we know that radio pays. Come on, the pay is not so great. The pay is not so great. You can't even compare yourself to like.
Not so great. It's not great.
The pay is not great. You can't compare yourself to the person who's working in it. You can't compare yourself to the person who's working in a bank or working in an ad agency. Talk less of comparing yourself to the creatives in the industry that you're in. So you can't compare yourself as an OAP to. You can't compare your earning power to the photographer, to the video editor. Not to talk of the artist.
Yeah.
So now there's that mental picture of. They know that they are doing better than you. Like you can't just walk up to them and they would pick the influencer who is dancing on TikTok over you.
No, I know where your question is heading, and I'll still tell you that the problem was still in the transition period. Maybe one of my dreams later in life when I'm less busy, I'll really get a bunch of OAPs and we'll start doing master classes and literally just teach you guys. Because, let me use one of the biggest problems I had. In our era, we had a lot of great interviews done that were never recorded for posterity. You listened to radio, you heard who was interviewed, and it was gone. One of the biggest problems I had in Cool FM, I begged them to buy a camera and a mic because we were having such great interviews, and people would listen like, I enjoyed that interview. Oh, this person's going to be on air. But remember, we were from that era. We didn't have that. I remember that the camera... I want to tell you
that right now... Sorry to cut you, N6. Right now, in 2025, there are so many interviews happening in Nigerian radio stations that are not being recorded.
It's fine. Let me land. Because anything I say, I'll give you a solution.
I think they only record like the popular ones.
Anything I say, I'll give you a solution. Everything I say, I'll give you a solution. So in my era, when they had to buy that camera, the big one, with the big mic at the side, it was really expensive, so they couldn't do it. And that was fine. But you live in an era where you can literally just take your phone and use 6005 and buy mic, pin it on yourself, pin it on the guest, and record it for yourself. But you see, this is where the
How do you do that with your phone?
Hold on, my love.
You can record with your phone.
No, I mean two people at the same time while handling the console.
That's what I said buy a... Like, I'm just saying that there's the technology even exists now. It didn't exist in our time, and we made money.
Okay.
So, because there was no transition, nobody even taught you guys how to make money the way we made, so that you guys can even add some ideas from how you guys are in. So let's say radio is not dead, but radio in the hierarchy of things you can listen to, the biggest place you can listen to radio is in your car. Let's do a quick class.
Yeah.
The biggest place you can listen to radio, the most place people listen to radio in this country is in their cars.
Yeah.
Now, what happened is that according to technology, social media, and advancements, the hierarchy of listenable things in your car, radio went lesser. You can now put a TV in your car for cheap. You can put CDs, so music, CD, TV,
Bluetooth.
Attach your phone, Bluetooth. So let's say radio goes to 4 or 5.
Yeah.
There's a lot you can go through before you get to radio now. Fine. But what is the Breakfast Club has for 15 years shown you people the life hack to this radio thing. Nobody has ever listened to the Breakfast Club in New York. Where do you listen to Breakfast Club? On YouTube.
On Instagram.
So now you have so many OAPs. They are doing their radio show. Then when they leave their radio show, they go and do TikTok about nothing. Why are you not posting your topic from today's radio show on YouTube? And then put 1,000 naira of sponsored ads behind it and let it just do 500 views. It's soft work because it's literally what you're actually just doing. And over 1 year, you have 364 episodes. And if you're smart enough, for every advert break, for everything you do, for every topic that lasted 1 minute, so you could have 364 times 4. You could be the wackiest 500 per view person on YouTube. And if you just did what you were literally doing, just recording it and uploading it, for 2 years, you'll be earning on YouTube. So, you've lost out on the way the old school APs used to make money off the ads and everything, right? But you have so many more avenues. But the thing is, if you're born into the generation of the problem, you can't see the solution. Our parents have the solutions to all the problems we're going through now. They couldn't even solve their problems. So I have the solutions to your problems, but there are a lot of problems I couldn't solve then.
Yeah. Because you didn't have the facilities to solve those problems.
God bless you.
I mean, there were times where I tried recording interviews that I was having on air, but like it was very challenging because you're on the console, you're handling this, you're handling that. I have just one phone with me. I'm trying to record myself, I'm trying to record the guest. It's too many things happening at the same time. At some point, I got tired. I'm just like, please.
So I think it's about preparation. It's preparation.
I'm telling you, at some point I got tired. I was like,
nobody's mind
you have to be
in the
mentally
workforce works multitask as hard as the average OAP's brain. What are
Yes,
you
'cause
talking
we're
about? Do
doing
you know
too
how many
many things
calculations
at
your brain is
once.
doing as an OAP in 90 seconds? I promise you, my darling, you can add one more. Because they bring ads in the middle of your work. And your brain knows how to keep quiet, bring this down, read that ad and throw it out. Breaking news, you do it. Your brain will learn it.
Like you're multitasking already.
You're in the generation of the problem. So it won't occur to you to sometimes go to YouTube and Google it. Check the solution. You have AI that can literally answer you by asking it. It wouldn't occur to you to handle it that way. I wish I did.
And to be fair, I don't think there's any problem that you would not find a solution on.
What are you talking about? So, like I said, I understand. That's why I told you I work with so many young people and all of them are rich. All my young people are rich. Because I just keep telling them, sometimes I'll tell them, come and meet my dad. So you understand that it's a long way to 80. Just chill.
Yeah.
It might not even work out now. But consistency pays. I retired from radio and I've made so much money just off the fact that people remembered that I stood by my word for more than a decade live. Some OAPs currently are not even building the long game. Some of you might not eat now, but you might build the long game.
What do you mean by the long game?
You might build the long game where, like Wild Child, people might not know you for the OAP, but they'll just keep booking you for the AMVCAs.
Okay.
There's so much in a long game.
So that's about your
people don't remember
personality.
Frank Edoho, that he was on Metro FM. I
didn't even know he was.
What are you talking about? He was one of the longest 7 OAPs, but he cashed out at Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. A lot of sports broadcasters in radio are broke from radio, but they're cleaning out on DSTV.
So the thing is, you have to know when to transition. You
have to constantly keep a brand that is ready, so that even if you don't have a transition in your mind, whenever there's an opportunity in the industry,
you have to be ready to pick that, capitalize on that. Yeah, it's very important here.
Do you understand where I'm coming from, my darling? And it will literally just be for who is the most prepared.
Right.
Yeah, I think the problem now is that a lot of new age OAPs are not really prepared for the new opportunities.
God bless you.
Come their way.
Let me explain. Yeah. You always wanted to be a musician. You looked up to Wizkid. You looked up to Davido. You looked up to Burna Boy. But you looked up to the one they could show you on social media. Mm-hmm. So you looked up to the pizzazz, the this, the that. Let me blow your mind. One of the biggest problems I have when finding personal assistants and interns is that most of them cannot keep up with nightlife. My first intern vomited in the club. What happened? We went out, hung out with celebrities. It's shots on shots, celebratory drinks. Here to here to here.
Stop now when it's too much for you.
She got carried away with the whole selfies with everybody, threw up in the club. I had to get the bucket of ice. She threw up in the bucket of ice. They carried her, put her in my car, ran the AC, and then I literally took care of this person, grown adult, and she cried and wrote a resignation letter. I said, don't worry, it is what it is. You get used to it. But like I said, you liked the glam life. She was in my DM for 8 months to be my personal assistant. First day on the job, couldn't handle it. So there's some people, you want to be a musician. You come, you now find out that studio is 8 hours. Yeah. Club appearance is all night. Musician know they sleep. Some of you break down. Some of you don't have the balance of your drug intake. Some run mad. Mm-hmm. Some don't have the balance of temperament. Some don't have the business balance. You make money, you're broke. So it's the same thing. A lot of people wanted to be OAPs because by the time the radio industry blew, we were superstars. So you wanted to host events and be paid for it because you were a good speaker and you had confidence. That is what you wanted. you fail to forget that there's a console you first have to memorize. And you have to be a walking database of at least 3 million songs in your head on demand.
Yeah.
Do you understand? So when the real grunt of it started, there are so many OAPs, check your radio station, so many OAPs retire after 2-3 years. Resign. The real people who love it do 5 years upwards. 2-3 years, they're done. But some of them are smart enough. Like, I think Stephanie Coker was on Cool FM for like 2 years. But some of them are smart enough. She used that and moved to MTV. And then from MTV, when she left the media space, she became a businesswoman, followed up. And then she's back to the media space, I think, on
she's a podcaster.
On the podcast.
And she makes films. She's a producer as well.
That's how millennials think. So I like the fact that you are no AP, but you're a podcaster. You don't know what you're doing yet. Don't worry.
It's okay to figure it out while you're on the process.
There are 6 billion people in the world. It's okay to be one person that doesn't have anything figured out. But it's okay to just be that one person who just keeps showing up.
Yeah.
Just show up. Just keep doing this thing. One day, Revolt or YouTube will open a head office in Lagos. And they just want to work with people who have been podcasters for 7 years, but they don't want to work with superstars.
Mm-hmm. And they just say, oh yeah, I saw your
What
podcast.
is the new English now in the online business space? Micro-influencers.
Yeah, micro-influencers.
Some brands are now too big. I want to reach 2 million people, but I want to pay 10 people who have 100,000 followers each, rather than give one person who has
1 million
followers. Because the algorithm might not show that to his 1 million people, but with 10 micro-influencers, a lot more people see it on the algorithm. So just be consistent.
Just show up.
Show up.
I like that. And on this episode, we've been able to identify the problem, and I'm not going to lie, we've gotten solid solutions.
Like I said, I never nag about an issue. I never dwell on an issue and nag about it if I don't have the solution. So sometimes if I shout in public about something, don't worry, I've thought about the solution. So in case somebody calls me on the podcast to discuss it, and then I don't come and look like a whiner. So I've literally thought about the solution.
I like that. I really like that. We have to wrap up now because there's no more time.
Yes,
oh my God. But
this
was so much fun. It was so insightful as well. And hopefully the next time we bring you back, we'll be talking about Afrobeats proper.
Yeah, we'll do a long cut. And
we'll
do a long interview.
Yes.
Afrobeats talk is
It's a lot. But did you have fun hanging out with us?
I did.
Yeah,
And I think this is the interview where Sorochi won't trend or go viral for her opinions. I think I'm the one that will suffer this time. But I know the Afrobeats one, she would have opinions.
I'm the villain on this podcast.
I know. This was me talking more from my experience and over time. So
we really learned a lot.
Yeah, we did. I picked up a few things that I
Please, young OAPs, look into every money-making opportunity of what you're doing. Last but not the least, you see people go on TikTok now and make money. Switch on your phone and go on TikTok and just host your show. Host your show while you're live on TikTok. People are on TikTok with 1 follower doing goofiness. You don't have to trend. Just be that one person and just let people just know it's just one radio babe that when she's on TikTok, she's funny. Mm-hmm. I might not necessarily be in a part of the world where I can listen to her on radio, but I can know she's a good OAP because she posts herself on TikTok and she kills it. Just be consistent. And one day TikTok might call you for a meeting and fly you overseas.
You never know.
Because you're the OAP
and you're in
girl.
LA.
Because you're the OAP girl from TikTok. We see these opportunities every
day.
I appreciate
Thank you for opening my eyes to it.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, we have to go now. We'll see you again next week. Follow us on social media.
It's at a town hall different.
I love that name.
I mean, of course.
All right.
It's so cool. I don't really understand why people say, oh, I don't like it, but it's
whatever.
I'm complete the sentence in my head. And it's such a great name.
All right. Bye, guys.
Bye.